Now we have a presentation on SAP Business AI, SAP Joule to become super worker. This presentation will be done by Folkert Haag, Global Lead for Building Material and Business AI for these industries. Please welcome Folkert to the stage. This session will explore how AI can enhance productivity and efficiency in the workplace. Mr. Folkert Haag, over to you.
So, hello everyone, and warm welcome also from my side. And actually, I'm grateful and thankful to be here in India, first time. So happy to be here, and I like it already very much. So I told already my colleague, once in the future, I have to come with my whole family here to India to visit a nice country. So I have now the pleasure to shed some light on what we have done in regards of business AI at SAP, give you a little bit outlook also. My role has also, I was focusing on building materials in the past very much. Since 2 years now, I have a second hat on, which is AI for mill products and mining industries. And that's what I want to share with you today. I have a little agenda, but in principle, we start with a more visionary outlook, how AI even could evolve in the future. Second is more back to what we have right now, what is available, even who are the customers who have done already something with business AI and the AI agents possibly. And also then but only a glimpse of the broader portfolio what we have. It's mainly for your reference when you leave the conference, that you have something tangible and can look it up and have a source of record. And at the end, a short wrap up. AI agents, we have heard already a bit about it this morning, and there are external companies rating the potential of that and saying, yes, we know AI is for efficiency. We heard that here in the roundtable discussion right now, but they say this methodology of AI agents, or technology, I'd say, is even giving more efficiency to the companies and giving more opportunities at the end to get the business running end to end in a smoother and more agile way. And I want to show you how that could look like. Vision, right? So now see how to replan a machine downtime with AI agents. So here you see the data fabric going back to the applications we know from SAP, and then Joule comes back and said, okay, we have replanned, and the customers are notified. Yes, everyone can do such a video, yes, but we want to look under the hood, of course, also what is being done there in the back end. But we also recognize that for some companies which are just starting to look at AI, this is already too much because it's a lot of automation. But we want to be here visionary and show what is the art of the possible at the end. So Joule agents, to describe it with my own words, I would say that are subject matter experts in a technology way. Right, so we have agents for supply chain, we have agents for HR, we have agents for any line of business basically, and then we orchestrate them in a way that they work together. It's a little bit different than large language models, where you can throw sentences to it and they understand it, they are calculating probabilities and so on. Here it's really very dedicated tasks and focus. And then also, working really together in a collaborative way. We, of course, have also the possibility to extend that at the end with partners or with customer-specific requests. but in principle, we will deliver some agents which then have all the infrastructure in place, like the knowledge graphs we have discussed already before, and the foundation model to work on a reasoned manner. This is another view where you see, okay, we have these specialized agents at the top level. Joule is basically the UI, I'd say. It's really how you interact with the system in the future, not transaction codes anymore. You can ask Joule. We have seen that you type in the questions, but you also then will soon be able to talk to Joule. You have it on your mobile, yeah. And then Joule basically will orchestrate the agents based on your request. Yeah? So Joule will translate it and then say, yes, okay, we now need here an agent for supply chain and for procurement, and they all work end to end together. Also can do some analytical scenarios, bring them up for you as a decision and option that you can say, yes, I want, as we have seen at Stefan's presentation, rather to do the maintenance earlier or to be able to procure the spare parts. So these kind of scenarios will, at the end, Joule and the agents compose, bring it up to the end user, and the end user then can decide on which route to go down. Yeah? So this is the system of agents end to end through the entire business suite. What we also have done is that we basically said, okay, now we have all these components, but we need one harmonized layer, so to say, where we bring that together for the different lines of businesses, no matter where we are. Yeah? So we are strong in finance. There we have a dedicated view on all the AI processes, AI-empowered processes like forecasting. Here we have procurement. We have the largest business network here. And we have seen AI agents look into the network and say, yes, spare parts are available. COO is, in our sense, perhaps the most important part here with supply chain and manufacturing. We are manufacturing and supply chain intensive industry in metals and mining. But also, if you look into generative AI, here HR is a good area of a fit because think of the job descriptions and learning opportunities where Gen AI can easily translate and formulate the content. CRO also, we heard about that already. It's about the interaction with the customer. It's for the internal workforce, where I have also an example there. That you can easily translate material descriptions, for instance, and AI has a huge impact here. And we already also have seen that for CIOs, we also have enabled Joule to have the IT workforce working in a more efficient way for low-code and no-code applications, but also for SAP consultants, where they can get contextual information about the different processes. So I want to focus now today only on the COO. Yeah? So for everyone, we have end-to-end scenarios available with AI enabled use cases. I want to focus today only on the COO and the CRO, as we think this is the most, let's say, differentiating part in our industry, in mill products and mining. So the chief operating officer, and we heard that already, is having a couple of challenges, yeah, like the siloed processes, IT-OT convergence, siloed data, supply chain is very volatile, let's say. Yeah. It's also really long distance supply chains in metals and mining. We have a lot of different technologies which you have to integrate and making work together, especially the data, yeah, where we also have heard already what we can offer today. And we are all working to basically the same KPIs or business benefits. Yeah. So we heard OEE already, yeah, where we measure the effectiveness in a plant, but also the effectiveness of the supply chain. We had a discussion already on the sustainability side that this is also taking more and more into considerations while we're doing decisions in the business. So this is, I think, very common to you. And we have seen the IBP demo from Stefan, which is basically Joule and the agents working across the business suite together. Spare parts, maintenance, business planning. And we have one customer example in the demand planning side of integrated business planning component. And in demand planning, we have a cement company in Latin America called Votorantim Cement. They use this GBDT algorithm, as it's a machine learning algorithm. We have seen that already on the slide of the predictive analytics library from my colleague. And this is, yeah, it's not brand new, but it's giving the benefits to the customer where we have, and I think this is also in common in the mill products industry, that we have many, many locations which we have to consider in our network. Yeah. In the cement, we have the cement plants, the depots, all the ready-mix stations, etc. So this is taking all this into consideration and doing also demand sensing. And then they are able to come up with the plans much quicker and faster, and of course are then also able to react on changes and do a replanning more easily. Another interesting thing we did last year, that was basically a request from a European steel producer. They had the issue that they said, look, we have a huge steel plant and we have a lot of equipment which we have to repair. And the problem is right now that the technicians are sent out to the plant and then they have the work order and everything, but then they are still lacking some informations. Yeah? And then, yes, we have so many drawings, we have so many manuals, we have, et cetera, et cetera. So many sources of information, not only SAP, and how do we bring that together? And as a second challenge, it was, look, we have in Europe, we have French people working in the plant, we have German people in the plant, we have Polish people working in the plant, we have the manuals in Chinese and Russian, etc. So how can we make sure that this is being also harmonized? Yeah? So not only from a data perspective, but also from a language perspective. And then we said, okay, we pick up that idea and do what we can do with that internally. And so we launched a hackathon internally, which was actually done here in India. And we came up here with a very nice demo or result, so to say. Is it launching? No, yeah. And now we said, okay, we want to not only use the data which are outside of SAP, of course, we also want to use the data within SAP. So this is now more or less the seamless UI, as I mentioned before. Yeah? See it more as a new UI or way of working with the system. And we retrieve here now data from SAP itself. Yeah, we look at the open items, and you're in the role of a maintenance technician. Right now, ignore that they still have to write it in. In the future, as I said, yes, it's mobile and talk to the system, to the Joule system. Yeah. And then Joule brings up the information which are requested here. So now he's informing himself about more details on a specific equipment with a conveyor belt. And it's retrieving data from the history, which is also very important for the technician to see sometimes, okay, what has been done there already in the past, what were the issues, and how did we solve it? And then is also looking already to look at the stock. Yeah? Again, maintenance, stock, yeah, 2 agents working together. And actually, this was done summertime last year. And we had our internal development system for that to do that. So today it might look also a bit different from a layout perspective, but the principle is there already. Yeah, you get the point that it's really bringing up all the different sources on one place, and the technician really can focus on the work. And we all know you can do a perfect plan, but reality sometimes then looks a little bit different. So the technician then can also react on certain changes. So we just confirming, yes, it's the same things if we look it up in the system. Yeah, that's how the system would look like. You see here how it's navigating through the system. And unfortunately, I can't move forward because the next important part is then really where it goes into the manual. So your documents, where you ever have stored them, we can also bring them up here. Now it's going to the manual. And now it's also taking a bit more time, yeah, because it's really searching for the appropriate document and for the right place inside the document. Yeah? So you see here bringing up a summary, and there was even a jumping point to go directly in the document. And it's taking a while, but then you see, okay, here's the document of the conveyor belt, and here's the page where you can look things up in more detail. So I think this is a good example how Joule really can improve the efficiency in work, and just was a little bit too early. They were just about to place the same question in Russian. So the translation is being done instantly, more or less. Now, focus on the second part, which is revenue officer, so more on the customer side, where we also think we are a bit specific in metals and mining industry. Here it's about really a dynamic market. We have a lot of product variations. Yeah? We are a user of variant configuration probably to meet all the customer demands and expectations. So we are really here addicted to be really not only on time, as we say always, but also on the quality as requested. And we have heard there's a lot of science also behind that in metals, how to define the products. So one solution we have there where you can find existing products easily is the so-called Intelligent Product Recommendation, IPR. And this is searching based on a specification which can be in written format, natural language, retrieving the right product for you. So this is for all, let's say, products which you sell as an SKU, where you don't need a big configuration or so. This directly can translate, yes, we have here different values, characteristics, which you can insert here, or it's being automatically rated, which are the right ones, and then brings you back a result list of products which you then can sell to the customer. But with variant configuration, it's a bit different. There you have N products which you sell, right? So it's really configuring to the millimeter or to different dimensions and qualities, very specific to the customer needs. And there it's then what we found out with a customer from the ceramic industry, actually, who is a full solution provider for the bathroom. So also they have a furniture business, and there it's also they have 100% make to order or even engineer to order process if you want, and everything is configurable to the last centimeter, so to say. And they have the challenge that they get all their still get their requests in a B2B business as a PDF. Some are integrated, but still a lot of PDFs and emails. And they need to configure then everything themselves in the order entry screen and see where are the discrepancies based on their configuration model, what is really technical and commercially feasible. And there we did also a proof of concept and with a partner. What we are doing here is basically we get the data from the unstructured sources, we extract the information, then we have to match it with the master data, like material, configurable material, the characteristics and the values, fill it into the configuration and run through the configuration once. And then the customer was saying, wait a second, before you fully automate it into a sales order, we want to have here a step in between to make sure everything is in order. And already here they saw the value, yes, now we have a lot of efficiency here because we don't need to type it in manually, but we also can see at once on which orders to focus first. Because when configuration was done, we also know the value of the complete order and also if it's complete, so to say. If it's not complete, then we have Joule here to interact again with the customer and say, yes, dear customer, here you are 10 centimeters of the spec. Please review your requirement. And this interaction normally could be automated. As said, customer wants to have this manual step in between, and then it's being issued as a sales order in the system. So we expect here a huge gain in efficiency through this entire process. We are not 100% done yet, but we are close we are close to have that done. What we now have done also for you to have a good overview and first glimpse on what are the key elements where we see the highest value and highest impact for you is that we have assembled the top use cases here on one page. So that's the part what I said. You can take that with you and look at it when you are back in your company. We have divided it up in customer centricity, what I have shown a minute ago, supply chain, asset and plant asset management, manufacturing, workforce, also very important, and sustainability. Workforce, also we have a case here from an aluminium producer, AI-assisted learning and learning recommendations for their workers. That's a reference also which I can share with you later on. But this is only a rough overview. If you want to have more details, this is the Q4 release highlights. In total, my colleagues mentioned it already, we have released close to 200 use cases already, and there are more to come over the course of this year. There's the link where you can find more, or you Google SAP Discoveries Center /AI. There you can find all the available AI use cases. That's the most current source I can recommend. To sum it up, don't think about AI only as a tool. Yes, it's a technology first place, but I think it's here to stay. It's not like a hype. And actually SAP, we are for a long time already talking and positioning ourselves as the source to become an intelligent enterprise. We have enabled Joule for all lines of businesses. You can use it almost everywhere right now. I think there are only a few components where it is not fully enabled. And as a matter of fact, it's really not a Joule here and a Joule there. Yeah, it's a Joule where then it can dive into the different segments. Yeah, don't worry, you don't have 4 different or 5 different Joules which you have to interact to. And actually, I think it was also not mentioned yet. We have an integration to Microsoft's Copilot. Yeah? So you don't need to make the choice either or. Yeah. So Copilot is already integrated, and we will be integrating that in the future even more. So bi-directional integration, we will make sure that this is working for you. And also one key takeaway, I think we heard that already, OT data with our new strategy, the business data cloud, and we have a lot of OT data in this industry here. So this is also then something Joule can retrieve. We have seen that with the PDF. It's a very simplistic example, but in general, this is also possible and important for our industry. With that, I give you a few minutes back and like to thank you. I'm available the whole day. Please don't hesitate to ask me about more details about the projects we have done, also about the use cases which are available. And thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Folkert, for sharing your expertise on the potential of AI to revolutionize our work processes and boost productivity with Joules. We will now break for lunch. Please be back by 2 p.m. for our next sessions in this same hall. So let's have a great lunch.